Deviants, welcome to show. I am Clint, and I am here with
Devo and the Gooch.
And we are the Social Deviants. And we are here today because I have an issue. I have a problem.
Uh-oh. You're black.
That's
wow. Well, he's only half black, so you only have half a problem.
Wow.
Continue on, my friend.
Why would I want to?
we just lost all 10 of our listeners.
Why would I want to?
I'm sorry, listeners. He's a real good guy.
It doesn't mean I'm not black. It doesn't mean it wouldn't be a problem. There's lots of white folk that'd be like, that boy, that boy, he's a nice boy.
He's a nice boy.
Back in the day, right? Would you let him use the bathroom? The hell out of my face. You don't even have to burn them sheets. So I was just checking. I just happened to see this article on it's from Gamespot, and it was a tournament to discover the greatest video game.
I saw this earlier.
The video game hero of all time, and it was done in October of 2012.
Yeah,
so Halloween, October 2012, and I was looking at it. I was like, okay, they got all these characters here. Okay, I don't know who Travis Touchdown is or anything like that.
Travis Touchdown.
I don't know who that person is.
Look that up here.
I don't know who. I know Abe, of course. Guybrush Threepwood. I'm not sure who these people are.
Guybrush from Secret of Monkey Island?
Okay, Lester K. Chaikin, and there's all this little Mac is in there and everything. I'm like, okay, this is fine. Mario.
Oh, Travis
Kratos,
Touches from No More Heroes.
Okay, so
I never played that.
So I'm watching it, and of course, I get to the thing. It's like Mario, like Kratos beats Strife, Cloud Strife, and then it's like Samus Aran versus Mega Man, and Nico Bellic versus Ryu, and Snake loses.
To who?
Oh, I'll tell you guys.
Okay.
He loses to this particular character, and then that character goes on and beats Ryu. Then that character goes on and beats Link. Then that character goes on and beats Mario in the final.
It's got to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. Sonic the Hedgehog, not even on. I'm not even sure. Duke Nukem was on the list.
Ash Ketchum?
No.
Ash Ketchum?
See, here's the thing. I think you guys are going to be shocked just as much as I
No,
was when I saw it. Sonic the Hedgehog lost to Bub and Bob.
Bub and Bob from Ice Climbers?
Ice Climbers, yeah.
Okay.
That was a classic.
Now.
Oh, no. Bubble guys.
This person that won.
Yeah.
This person that won got me thinking that this episode needed to be recorded. This episode needed to take place because I couldn't believe
had to.
This is like
happen.
Pure fanboy bullshit. To me, it's like they had this this bracket where they were trying to figure out who was the greatest rapper of all time. Rapper, rap group, whatever, right?
Okay.
And of course, Eminem's in the final. Why? Because white people voted for him, right? Not like they actually think is he really better than Outkast?
Because according to Lucho, he's not a problem.
Is he really? Is he really better than all these other rappers? And maybe he's good. I'm not saying he's not one of the best of all time, but is he considered the second best MC ever?
No.
Come on, let's be real. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where because the fans voted, you're not going to get who the critics think is the best guy. A lot of times, it might be Rakim or KRS-One or someone like that. You get. Thank God Tupac won, of course. But Eminem beat Biggie and it's stuff like that. I was like, what? Okay, so it's a fan vote. So I think this is what happened here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people are going to vote for this person, but I think it's the fanboys coming out. And I think that's why I wanted to ask you, Gooch, because if you think that this character, if it's valid, and that character is Gordon Freeman.
That's from...
That's my point. You didn't even know. It's from Half-Life. You didn't even recognize the guy. And he got voted number one. I was like, that can't be real. He can't be the greatest. They haven't even come out with a Half-Life game in 10 years.
The thing is, though, is that I agree. I played Half-Life when it initially came out, right? And
it's a first-person shooter. You don't even see the full.
It's a great story, mind you, but I don't think he's the greatest hero of all time. I thought the same thing when I read that. I think I did read this, and I had the same.
You're just stunned.
I'm Gordon
what?
Freeman, the guy from Half-Life. You had to tell me again because I had forgotten, right? And in reality, it's probably the fanboys that came out for it because I don't think it should have been up there. It should have been, honestly, I probably should have been either Mario, Solid Snake.
I thought Snake for sure. When he beat Snake, I was like, what?
I thought Snake, it should have been Solid Snake through and through, mind you, because, obviously.
He's still around.
The problem is with Snake, I guess it's not really Snake.
The same guy. But it's the character.
The character of Snake, what he is. I think it transcends genres and all this shit. I think Snake should have beat it. honestly. If not that, Mario at least.
That's what I was thinking first. I'm like, okay, it's Mario.
I was reading some of them, like some of the matchups. I'm like, why are these people winning against these obviously better heroes?
I was like, what?
But the problem is, you're right. They're fanboys on there, and that's what I read. I'm like, dude, this is something stupid. Like some of the things on there, I'm like, this guy's only been around for like 2 years. How is he one of the better fucking heroes on here?
I know. That's the thing. Like longevity is like a big.
It's
part
a big part of it, right? And I mean, you're not gonna be a hero for very long if you can't bring in people to buy your game, right? And mind you, I guess the fanboys have been waiting for Half-Life 3 or 2.4 or 2.10 or whatever the fuck you want.
They've been waiting for 10 years.
They've been for 10 years, and
it's not. They're not working on it.
They're
guys.
not working exactly.
They're doing other things.
So I guess maybe if they would have said that's a hero, that's why they would have like, all right, Valve, best hero of all time, you got to make another one type thing. I mean, that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought. That's why it came out. So I think it was kind of edged on the part of GameSpot. I think that's who it was, right?
GameSpot, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was edged towards kind of pushing Valve to make a part 3, and since Valve doesn't really get pushed around, it didn't really help. But yeah, a lot of those things are rigged though. Fool, I hate those fan ones. They're so bad. It's like,
but it is interesting to see like what the people think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I know now if they would have done this, like you're gonna have like the Mass Effect guy or whatever on there. I don't think it's one character, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Commander Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard. There you go. It's like one of those things where like. Because people are so in love with this one particular game, although there was 3 of the Mass Effect games, they really like overinflate the character's value, even though the characters only existed for like 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? And so the main thing I wanted to ask you guys is let's break down our top 5.
Okay.
Video game heroes of all time.
Should we go like our top 5 and then or go 5?
We're gonna have to agree on a top 5.
Oh, we're gonna agree on a top 5.
Okay, we have to agree on a top 5. So let me run you down some of the ones that I wrote down, and maybe I don't know, Devin, if you have your list or whatever. But I've got Snake, of course.
Yeah.
I've got Nathan Drake.
Okay.
I've got Cloud Strife, even though it's weird because he's only had one real game with him. I've got Ryu and Ken. I would say from the Street Fighter series, they're probably the most well recognizable.
Since they're essentially the same character, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I've got Leon Kennedy, just simply because Resident Evil 2.
Obviously.
Is my favorite game. Resident Evil 4 is like the most popular game in the series, and then he was also the character for Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
I know people are going to pick Alucard. I like Simon Belmont.
I prefer Simon
Belmont
I think
personally.
he was a better one too.
Altair to me is a big one, but it's not always Altair. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Nico Bellic, Mario, Link, Sonic. I think Sub-Zero is underrated. I don't know why people don't think that
Is he an actual hero?
He's in terms of
He wasn't considered a hero in Mortal Kombat 1.
But see, the
And
thing
I don't
is,
think so in Mortal Kombat 2 either.
I think
it
the
wasn't
problem
until 3.
But is he
Actually, no, it
really
wasn't
a
until the
villain,
movie.
though? I feel like this when people play Mortal Kombat, he's the most used character, and maybe he's not a good guy, but you don't have to be a good guy to be a hero.
And to be honest with you, I don't know what the
He's
story,
not a villain.
the story on is with him, because obviously they
But
continued.
people love him.
They continued with the story, and like I was reading about it, like on like the Mortal Kombat wiki.
Yeah.
He actually has a big part of the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I don't. He's like
I know
one of those-
people like think Scorpion's character is maybe more integral to the story, but Sub-Zero is the guy that everyone loves.
Yeah, I mean, and so I guess I think the problem with fighting games is that since they could all be heroes, it's kind of hard to just pick one.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
But of the Mortal Kombat characters, would you guys agree that Sub-Zero is the most popular?
Liu Kang.
what from the games we played?
I don't think people played Liu Kang as much as they played Sub-Zero back in the
from
day.
the
I mean, I
Everyone loves
could not.
Sub-Zero.
I could not provide any feedback on who played what the most.
Yeah,
I know for sure it's got to be Sub-Zero.
From what I understand, like Raiden was played a lot, dude. I hated playing against Raiden. Those guys. Yeah, and like I said, since I've stopped playing at part 3, I'm like I don't really would know about what the story is then, so I couldn't really tell you about the Sub-Zero
Sonya
stuff.
Blade.
I wanted to also mention, just I don't think he was going to get on our list, but just maybe one of Gooch's favorite video game heroes, Lo Wang.
Lo Wang, dude, I don't think he'd be on there. I think I'd rather put Duke on there.
I know, of course, but Lo Wang is unique.
He's unique, Lo Wang, and they're gonna actually make a new game.
Shadow Warrior
A whole new Shadow Warrior game is gonna come out with the.
Is
I don't
Lo Wang
even,
going to be the main character?
yeah, because they made a remake of it 2 years ago. If you don't know if you guys played like Shadow Warrior, the Oriental Warrior, or something like that.
No.
The new one. Look, it's on Steam. And then I guess it made money, so they're gonna make actually a new one. But
Like
it's
a
not
reboot.
No, they rebooted it already.
Oh, they're gonna make a sequel.
And now they're going to make a sequel to the reboot. The problem is I didn't like it because it kind of, like I was playing it. I played through like the first level and a half or so, but since it didn't feel like, the campiness and the ridiculousness of the original one, it was more of like a guy that was like a actual warrior guy, right? That needed weapons. So he doesn't have like the.
You gotta have. He doesn't have the personality.
He doesn't have. Excuse me. He doesn't have the catch lines and all that stuff.
You
that
gotta
the original,
have it.
Right? Yeah. So. So it was kind of missing that. So I kind of didn't like it. But I mean, I guess it was a decent game though. It was a decent FPS. So I think you need to put the Doom guy on there for me personally.
He's just the space marine.
The space marine, but just call it the Doom guy. That's people will actually probably know because Space Marines could be anything. Because Space Marines could be the guys from Aliens.
Yeah.
So
when we say the space marine, everyone knows what you're talking about. It's the Doom
Space
guy.
Marines parentheses Doom guy.
It's the Doom guy.
The Doom guy. I think he's one of the better heroes because he's gonna be anyone.
Anyone from Warcraft or anything like that? Or is it a main character? Like to me, you can't have Warcraft be the most popular, one of the most popular games, and not have.
And not have a hero in there. I would probably put Thrall in there, because he was not.
Is that the guy that's playing the Vikings? Is he playing that character? Who is that character?
Thrall
in the movie?
No, there should be no Thrall in the movie. There is going to be no.
But then
Thrall.
who is the guy from Vikings? What character is he playing?
I don't know the guy from, but I know in the movie it's Duratan, which is Thrall's dad. Is in the movie. I'm sure that's the guy you're talking about.
Oh, okay. The main character.
The main character.
So this is like a
Duratan.
prequel to the main story kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's if I understand correctly, it's what happens in the first war, which is Warcraft, the game released in '93.
Oh, the original. Okay.
The original game, and that's what it should be.
Okay, so they're starting from the beginning.
They're starting from the beginning, and that's what it should be to understand. Because I mean, Duratan's in there, Blackhand's in there, Gorona's in there. Lothar is in there, which you don't ever see Lothar ever again other than in the first game.
How do you think? What do you think of the trailer? Do you think you're gonna?
The
like
trailer's good. I'm probably gonna go watch it, but I don't know. I'm gonna watch it because I'm a Warcraft fan.
That's something where I think I'd want to go to the drive-in with you guys just to have like a couple 40s or something.
Let's do it,
Back
dude.
and relax.
Yeah, that
but
sounds like a good idea.
Malt liquor.
Yeah, just I don't know if that's the kind of movie where I want to like
spend too much money on.
Yeah,
I agree.
same with X-Men. Yeah.
Okay, now here's my question that I didn't include on here. When we talk about the greatest heroes in media, we're going to talk about like film heroes. We're not going to necessarily talk about video game heroes.
Okay, but what are we talking about
they've
here?
made video games out of almost every big movie that we can think of that has like a
Right.
hero that you would put on that type of list. So would you guys think that a person like Vader or whoever, who could be one of the greatest one of the greatest video game heroes of all time?
I would
maybe not Vader, but
I would not go that. I would look
like
if we're
Superman,
talking about
Batman.
If we're talking about gaming, I would go specific like heroes that are specifically from the video game genre.
Yeah, I would.
So
I would
you
say.
don't want to include those type of guys.
No.
Because Vader is first of all,
I mean, like
I-
Batman and stuff like that. You've had some good games.
No,
You
but
know?
I mean, there's been better
But
heroes,
he's-
like video game heroes.
But he's
than
not a hero
Batman.
because of a video game. He's a hero because of a comic.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
he's still a video game hero. They made video games about.
I would say video game. Even if they
so
make
he's
a
not
movie,
eligible.
Yeah, he's not
correct.
eligible, yeah.
So even if they make a movie out of a video game, it's still a video game character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
So
mean,
like Mario.
Snake, Mega Man, Samus Aran,
Luigi
Link, Luigi, that type of thing. I would stick with that.
Kirby.
But if you're gonna do media, then media's a different story. I mean, it could be.
Oh, yeah. That's why.
I mean, to be honest with you, what I would do is I would get and I'm like a whole thing of all of Arnold's characters because they're all very similar, and I think he'd be one of the greatest like superheroes of all time. Just all the Arnold characters put together because they're all pretty much the same. But anyways, for
Can we pause?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are gonna start at number 5,
yeah.
and I've never really been a big Xbox gamer.
Yeah, neither
so I'm not particularly fond of these games because I kind of like Call of Duty more and stuff like that. But these games are undeniably popular.
Yeah.
They're routinely the most popular games at the time of release.
Yeah.
And the character is one of the characters that I'd never played one of these games. I know who that is. I know what he looks like. If I see him, I know who that is.
Yeah.
And that's Master Chief.
Yeah, it's Master Chief. And I agree with Clint here. I detest Xbox. I really do.
But you love Microsoft Windows.
I love Microsoft Windows, and thankfully they're is finally starting to be able to release their games on Microsoft Windows.
Oh,
it
nice.
took them for freaking ever because they know it's the decline of consoles right now.
Yeah.
and people are moving away from something that you have to buy every year and a half to something where you can just upgrade a part. And
I
still make it
mean,
better.
to be fair, I'd say every 3 years for a new console.
Dude,
Console?
they're making a new one with a new.
Well, you mean like
Yeah, but how
consoles
long
in
has
general,
PS4
or like
been
for
out?
each generation of each system? Because that's about at least 5 years.
Oh, okay, 5 years, I guess. But either way,
I think the
Well, I
PS3
think
was even like 10 years.
Yeah.
The
PS3
generations are roughly around 7 years now. Between 3 and 4, maybe 5, that's when they start making their slim versions or a better version. But now they're doing
But if you
the.
want to talk about consoles in general, like if you had to get every major console as it came out, yeah, you're going to be.
well,
buying
the
one every
thing is
couple
though, it's
years.
that like since the technology is moving so fast, and like you get, this is what happened, in before the new generation of consoles came out, so it was 360, right? People were comparing the graphics for PS3, 360, and PC. They're like, why can't we get the PC graphics on this thing? Why is it Why is it 720p?
Because you're getting a system that was designed a year ago.
Exactly, at 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, why are we getting 30 frames per second? I thought we had the best consoles out there, when apparently we don't have the best consoles out there. The best thing that we can run on.
Well, the only thing is if they make consoles upgradable, but that kind
Yeah.
of defeats the purpose of making it a console.
Anyways,
So back to Master Chief. Like I said, I detest Xbox. I'm not really a console guy, but I know who Master Chief is. And I'll tell you that he actually is although he's a generic hero, he's actually a really good one.
and he does have some personality.
And he does have personality.
I don't think you ever see his face.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
But I've played parts of Halo 1, played all through Halo 2 and 3. Halo 2 is one of my favorite games. It's in terms of a console shooter, it's probably one of the, even with its age, one of the better console shooters because it was designed specifically for the console.
Right,
So
right.
it's easy to use. The controls are nice and smooth. They're a little buttery. It feels natural as opposed to playing like say that Doom multiplayer, right?
Yeah, it was very
playing it
bad.
on the PS4 just felt so awkward and horrible. But the stories that they have and the way that Master Chief is sacrificing himself for the good of mankind.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the stories.
Yeah, Bungie did a good job with Master Chief.
And a great soundtrack too.
And a great soundtrack. So I agree with Master Chief being number 5, although it's not my most favorite game or favorite console or whatever. I thought Master Chief was a good pick for this one.
So number 4,
Yeah.
we have the only female entry on the list, and I would say she's easily the most. Unless you maybe the Mega Man, maybe the Metroid character, but you would say that this is the most popular female video game hero of all time, and that's Lara Croft.
Lara Croft.
Laura.
And there's other ones coming up with like the chick from Mirror's Edge because that game looks really good, the new one.
Faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faith. But Lara Croft was, true. Everyone knew Samus Aran was. The hero from Metroid was a chick, right?
Yeah.
It was a female. But when Lara Croft came out, and obviously she was atoned for young men and boys, the way she was,
The way her blocks.
her blocks
Her
and
looks.
the polygons
Her
were
little triangle
portrayed.
boobs.
Oh yeah. Things are
But
huge.
she kind of changed, how female the heroines were viewed in the gaming scene. Because up until then, she never actually had a main character that was so big. That was just
no pun intended.
yeah. Well, no pun intended. That was a game that was nothing but a female hero.
Yeah.
She was the main character.
Yeah.
Like I said, Metroid. True that you guys knew that she was a female, but still, she had the suit on. It could have been a man.
Yep.
But Lara Croft was like
Distinctly female.
distinctly
And
female.
I don't know if she was ever intended to be a sex symbol. It's actually kind of weird to talk about sex symbols in video games, even though they are out there, and there's always the misrepresentation of women in video games and
I
comics
agree.
and all that stuff. But her character and the games in general were able to transcend that and become less about just a character with giant boobs running and jumping
I totally
to
agree.
where now she's got this fantastic personality.
Yeah. And they're actually really good games.
Yeah, and
they're
even with
really
these
good games.
reboots, like the games themselves are fantastic.
great
but,
games.
But now you're following Laura from a young age as
Yeah.
she becomes the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it's really-
so
they're
you're
really good.
following her on a journey
Yeah.
just instead of like hopping in right in the middle.
Yeah. So if brings more females to, I guess, gaming, or makes them feel that they're not being just bikini clad women and with swords or something. I let it be. I actually like.
But I think she's been criticized for being overly sexualized.
Well, it's true.
And I think that
in the
past,
past,
you mentioned the character from Mirror's Edge, Faith, is not overly sexualized.
No,
I think that's one of these types of games where you have this character.
Well, it's because it's
like that.
It's a newer game, though. That's why.
Granted,
we're
but I'm
talking
saying,
about a game that was released in
20 years ago,
96. When was this released? 97. So, and video games back then they didn't give a damn.
No.
Now they have to give a little more of a damn. So, but yeah, I thought that was a good entry for 4.
So on the third on the list we have Link from Legend of Zelda.
A lot of people think, I was talking to some people. They're like, yeah, have you played Zelda? I'm like, yeah, you mean with Link? They're like, no, Zelda. The guy's name's Zelda. No. His name is Link.
I know. It's been always a bit confusing thing.
He is the
Zelda's
hero.
The princess
Zelda's
or the queen or something?
The princess that he saves. And not in all the games, mind you. Sometimes he's just, go on an adventure, doing his own thing. But for the most part, Zelda is the princess, which eventually, I think, through the Ocarina of Time, I don't know, I didn't really play these ones, that she becomes like a hero herself. But Link, though.
But Link
we're talking about Link.
Link tapped it, though.
Yeah, Link.
Of course he did.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure Nintendo's a family-friendly sign. I don't think they're going to show him like taxing.
I didn't say they're going to
and waxing.
I mean, I didn't say if they showed him tapping it. Did he tap it?
He might have got Ganondorf's sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
But
Really?
All I know is
I'm pretty sure the pig man went after
in the
it.
TV show, dude. She is a tease and a half for Link's ass, dude. She's such a fucking bitch in that movie.
You know what's amazing? I love how we just went from a segment about having strong female characters, and then we just went right into degrading women.
Well, I mean, dude, that's not us degrading women. That's the gaming industry degrading. And
no, that's Clint saying, no, he hit that, and we're like, oh yeah, that bitch got.
I did not use the B word.
Lucho did.
He may have, but I just asked if he tapped it. Let's put it this way: this fool went through trials and tribulations over multiple.
So
games.
Zelda can't be a strong, independent woman. She's got to be a sex toy for Link.
She's not a sex toy. This fool went and battled all the things that he had to battle in the games to get her. I think that's more than just looking at her as an object.
He battled through time and space to get that booty.
Exactly.
And
I just wanted to know if it was worth it.
And he didn't get no booty. All he got is rubies. That's all he got.
Teases
and teases
and winks.
For
smiles.
that, Link having to get blue balled for the last 30 years is my fucking hero.
Hey, at least when he got her, she wasn't like, hey, sorry, I'm in another castle.
Yeah. It's like,
I know. She probably gave him that friendly hug where it's like from the side and then you like pat him on the back.
Oh,
like,
thank you so much for saving me.
This was like, I just spent like 20, how long does the game take to beat?
It depends on the game. I don't know.
I just spent 50 hours on this damn game. You could do me a little bit more than giving me a pat on the back. Bitch.
There you go. Now you just use it.
I did.
Exactly.
I did.
So Link, but Link,
that's
though,
why we are social deviants.
Yeah. Link.
So Link, you're a badass.
Yeah, Link's a badass.
But you're not as badass as the last two guys. And you're definitely not as badass as number 2.
No.
Because number 2, in my opinion, is my number 1 guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with who we have as number 1, but this guy is... It's like you said, it's weird because it's not the same actual guy in every single game, but I'm talking about Snake.
Snake, yeah. So we say Snake because it's not Solid Snake. A Solid Snake is, Snake's
is the clone.
So
Naked Snake is the OG Snake. Jack is his name or something.
Exactly.
And then there's Solid Snake.
So it's Snake. The persona of Snake.
Yeah, it's Snake. The character. The character of Snake. The hero that Snake is. And I just want to say that one of these things is like when I play Metal Gear Solid, okay? Like I obviously played Metal Gear when I was young and you see the game, but it's not really the same sort of impact that you have when a character is like speaking and and interacting in that way. And just when I saw Metal Gear Solid and the way that the game was and just the character that he had and obviously David Hayter's voice and everything about him and you just rooted for him and you were with him the whole time and then they had part 2 and then you have part 3 and the cinematic quality of the games, like you get like emotional depth that you're not going to get in some of these other games, like especially like the Lara Croft type things, Master Chief or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. You get like more of an emotional depth that you in the Metal Gear Solid games that you don't get in a lot of, most games you don't get.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Snake to me is like the quintessential character, and not only that, he's never appeared in any other medium other than in a video game.
Video games, yeah.
So even then, he's still like one of all. He's like, if you're a video game nut, like he's still one of yours. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure there's a manga out there somewhere.
I don't think so.
What, a movie?
Metal Gear manga.
Oh, manga?
I
Oh, I'm
don't-
sure there is because Hideo Kojima always releases that kind of thing. But it may not be here, but I'm sure there is. But
I've looked for this stuff and I don't
But
think so.
it's just parts. If it's not, then I'd be
I
surprised.
think there might be some comics, maybe.
Well, that's
but-
what manga is. Manga is the
well,
Japanese
I-
comics. Yeah, that's all it is.
Is
But
it manga,
yeah,
maybe.
Japanese comics. I know there was like a manga for like part 5
For Phantom Pain.
for Phantom Pain, like
Yeah.
that showed like Quiet and whatnot. And Snake's interactions together.
My other thing too is that like Snake is still relevant as a big name tentpole video game release. Whereas like if a new Mario game comes out, like maybe it's big, but it's not like if a new Metal Gear Solid game comes out or Legend of Zelda game comes out. It's big, but you know what I mean?
The new Legend of Zelda is gonna be big because they haven't released one. People were like, why we have the Wii U? Why isn't there like a big Zelda release? So it's gonna be big.
There's
So-
a 12-volume comic series that covers the Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2 storylines.
Boom, there
Okay,
you
yeah.
go,
I was thinking there was no anime. That's what I was thinking.
No,
But I got
no,
the words
I don't
mixed
think
up.
there's
So
an anime,
okay, so there's a
A
manga.
manga,
No
yeah.
anime though.
I mean, they're gonna continue making Metal Gear without Hideo Kojima. So, but it's just
Probably gonna be
$100
garbage.
dollars.
Exactly, it's
It
gonna
makes
make
sense.
dollars. Exactly. I don't even know how it's gonna work because Hideo Kojima. I mean, have you ever read about the Metal Gear Solid universe? It's convoluted as fuck.
Exactly.
Really.
If you get the Metal Gear Solid database from Metal Gear Solid 4, it takes a while to get
takes
through.
and like since the games happen at different times and eras and stuff, you have to make sure you put them all in correct order. Otherwise, you don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And luckily, the last one made sense because there was a connection between the first game, which was Metal Gear, released on the MX-38 or whatever.
Master System.
Well, it wasn't the Master System. It was like the MX-38. It wasn't Master System. It wasn't on Sega. It was something else. Yeah.
So I have to ask you this, Clint. How do you feel about David Hayter no longer voicing Snake?
It bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it really bothers me. And I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5 just because I don't have any time, but I saw you play it, Gooch, and I was able to like get a feel for what the game was like. And I just gotta be honest, I just don't like it. Like I feel like, and that's one thing I always loved about Metal Gear is they had like this continuity of actors of the characters because it's a video game, of course, right? So it's like not different actors and the way that they looked, the way that they talked, and the way that they acted, and their behavior. And I just feel like it really bothers me. Like I don't understand. Like to me, I always thought myself, okay, it could be Kiefer Sutherland if it's a different person.
Yeah.
Right. And if you play Metal Gear Solid 5, like there is some aspect to that, but it's not a different person.
Yeah, I know.
It is the same guy.
I would have
and
liked
it. Just
it.
really bothers me.
I would have liked it to when it was actually Snake talking. It would have been David Hayter. And when it was
Yes.
Venom Snake, it would have been Kiefer Sutherland. That would have been cool.
I mean,
that's what I thought they were gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all due respect to Kiefer,
No,
great actor,
I
did his
agree.
thing, but Snake to me is David Hayter.
Yeah.
And he's been that
He
character
appeared
for
in
so
part 4.
long that
I
to me it made me less interested about the game. I mean, I personally haven't played it.
Yeah,
and
it's a good game,
and I mean it sounds a little silly, but that was enough for me to not really be all that interested in the game.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some great aspects to the game
I
itself.
don't understand why they even changed.
but-
Did they explain why, or was it just,
They
I
said
think
they
there
wanted
is.
something new.
I don't get it.
Because David Hayter said he was never even contacted. So it wasn't like some money issue or something like that.
Damn.
It was just like we just wanted something new.
Wow.
Did that
I
come
don't know
from
why.
Kojima or the
I don't know
studio?
if it's a Kojima thing. I don't know if it was a Konami thing.
it was
I'm not-
probably a Konami thing, trying to tell Kojima,
like we need the big name.
Yeah,
we need
it's-
Kiefer Sutherland attached to this.
Yeah.
But I just it really bothers me.
yeah.
Maybe not to say that it couldn't be redubbed one day or anything like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I agree. I didn't particularly.
But the
care for
thing,
it,
I think that's a testament to how much people love Snake. To
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like when you do something like that it really bothers people.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And so number one, we have a character who I don't know if he spoke in any of the games or anything like that. But obviously he did.
I mean,
when
he
was-
spoke in the
was
TV
Captain
show,
Lou, but yeah, it was Captain Lou. But in that,
In the 64 version, he started talking.
oh, you start speaking.
Well,
okay.
he says like some phrases, but it's not like
Oh, he's not. Well,
like sentences.
I mean, they have. I mean, it's like an anime, right? Like they have, or not an anime, but
They don't have
RPG.
they don't have-
But they have dialogue. It's not like he's just like a voiceless person and like things are happening around him.
Well,
like they had dialogue in the yeah. Well, he does that, but then they have dialogue in Mario 64.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So Mario's the guy.
Obviously, clearly.
I remember probably one of the first. I believe the first ever time I played Nintendo, it was Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And that was like the first console experience I ever had. It was a kid across the street from me, and he had Mario Brothers, and we were playing it, and I just remember thinking like, man, like this is completely different than an arcade game. You know what I mean? Like, and just get to play at home and everything about it, and just that whole Mario Brothers thing being like the tentpole, like the face of Nintendo, which was like the only console really at the time that anyone really had. Sega's around, Master System, all that stuff, but Atari, of course, but like Nintendo was a whole different thing. Yeah. And I feel like there was the TV shows, there was the movies, there was different versions of Mario. Mario Brothers 3 is still one of the best
games,
Nintendo games ever. And even some of the, like when they made it not a side scroller, they made it just a platform game. It was still good.
Yeah,
people still loved them.
Was great, man.
And I mean, you even have these things. There's like this mode, I guess, this visual mode. And it's not just the Mario Brothers game. There's like Mario this, Mario Tennis, Mario whatever, Mario Kart. Like there's like a Rainbow Road mode on the display for Tesla.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Rainbow Road. Like on your, is it on the HUD or is it on?
It's on the MCU.
Yeah,
the screen, the big screen.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy. You put Rainbow Road, and I was like,
it looks like Rainbow Road.
And you can get ludicrous speed too.
Yeah, I
no.
know.
Now there's like I mean, people. I don't know if you read about this, but this guy, there's the Mario RPG Maker or something like that, or like where you can make Mario levels and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Some guy made like a playable level, and at the end it said it was like, "Will you marry me?" and stuff like that to his girlfriend.
That's awesome.
So he used Mario, that medium to propose to his lady. Yeah, and like I mean that's how big Mario is.
He has to be number one.
Yeah, he has to be.
And they made a fantastic film out of him.
Of course, it's only film. What was
Clint was staring at me a little bit.
What
like,
was that? What was
at first? I was like, I was listening to that, and then you said it, and I was like, that didn't click. Like that's not a fantastic film.
The puzzle look.
And then I was like, oh, he's joking. No, and then I realized, no, actually, he's serious.
I like the movie.
No, actually, you are serious.
No, I like the movie.
My friend has drank a lot, by the way.
John Leguizamo plays Mario, or he plays
no,
Luigi?
That's Luigi. It's
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins,
the late great Bob Hoskins.
Love Bob Hoskins though.
That fool said that that was the only movie he regretted ever.
Why?
He said that was the worst movie he's ever done in his life.
True, but you can't regret it
because it's garbage.
It's garbage. It's
I thought you just said it was a lovely movie.
I like it. Doesn't mean it's not garbage.
Yeah,
well, true.
I like the Street Fighter movie.
True,
garbage. It's garbage.
We're not talking about Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. Well, I don't like Chun-Li.
Okay.
You don't like Ming-Na?
No,
we're talking about the Chun-Li movie.
Oh, no, Ming-Na is hot.
With Trish Klein.
She's still hot.
God.
So.
That movie's hot garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Mario Brothers is way better than that movie.
Mario Brothers, like I said, Mario Brothers is like the first one to do that, to transcend, go from being a video game to then jumping to a successful TV show, mind you. And
was it really?
I like Mario Brothers.
That doesn't mean it was successful just because you like it.
People still watch. I mean, it went from the Mario Brothers TV show to like the Super Mario Brothers
Captain
TV show.
N was the first one they had though.
Well, but
before the Mario Brothers
Captain N, the Game Master.
No, I think Mario Brothers came first.
Before,
yeah,
Captain N was
because I think the Mario Brothers TV or it came out at the same time.
Because there was like, remember you had the Power Glove and all that stuff like that and everything.
Because Mario was never in that one because they didn't have the rights to Mario.
But I mean, I thought he appeared in that.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But they were playing the game in the trailer.
But in the game, he was playing Duck Hunt.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he was playing Duck Hunt.
I think they showed the screen of Mario,
but that was Super Mario Brothers though. But they didn't have the license to like actually portray him in the movie and in the TV show.
Okay.
Because they went to all the worlds. I'm like, why didn't they go to the Mushroom Kingdom?
Yeah.
Why didn't they ever go to the Mushroom Kingdom? Because they didn't have the license. Because I think Fox did at the time. Because the Super Mario Brothers Super Show showed it was on Fox.
And they also had Zelda.
And Zelda, yeah, but Zelda showed up on Captain N.
Was there another? There was another Mario Brothers cartoon that was on UPN or something. It
was after that. It was a Super Mario Brothers Super Show. It was the Super Mario Brothers 3 TV show, and it was like Koopa.
It was more about the Koopa kids.
Yeah,
right?
Koopa kids and all that.
I
And
like
I think they had
I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, it was good. See, that's so they made
I
a third.
but I love it all because I mean we played Nintendo.
Anyway, Super Mario Brothers Super Show was around Super Mario Bros. 2.
Super Mario
remember
Brothers 1,
Birdo?
Yeah, it was
Birdo
2.
was there.
Yeah. Like they had all the guys from part 2.
Yeah.
And they had some weird and then they go to Japan and Bowser was trying to take over Japan or Rome and stuff.
And
they're kooky adventures.
And that's when they had Captain Lou Albano.
Exactly.
Captain Lou, baby.
Captain Lou.
It was like it was like them in like some workshop or something, right? And it was like they would take you from commercial breaks and stuff like that.
It was their plumbing. It was their plumbing service.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
service,
But I mean the workshop and the plumbing place, right? Was
Right.
that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
And who was the other guy who played Luigi?
Some dude.
He looked like
Heavily
Luigi.
Italian, Devin. It must have been
No, he wasn't
Yeah.
Italian though. He was like
He's a Portuguese, I think.
No, he's a Polish guy.
Polish.
Yeah.
Who?
There you go.
Luigi?
Luigi, that guy in there, he was a Polish guy.
Polish?
'Cause I looked it up like earlier.
But I mean, like the character, the actor was Polish.
The Polish guy. No, but
yeah,
he's
but
Luigi,
he played,
obviously.
But he played Italian.
Yeah, of course he played Italian. Luigi's Italian.
He's Luigi Mario.
Luigi Mario. But yeah, so like he was obviously successful in the TV shows, not so successful in the movies because it's a terrible.
But
film.
let's be honest.
No, yeah, that movie
it made
was
its
a
money,
flop.
mind you. But
The Mario
but
Brothers themselves is the most preposterous like video game hero of all time, right? Like they're Italian plumbers who beat up turtles.
They're hardworking men, Clint.
That's right, dude.
Let's
Why-
be real, fool. Come on.
The
Why you have
hardworking
to-
men.
why you have to-
And he's going to.
they go into a magical kingdom?
He's a plumber that saves princesses.
Hey,
Yeah.
why do you have to hit on the mooks for? Fool?
You
Yeah.
know what? You know what? The whole thing.
Fucking
I've heard
Goombas.
people
He's
say the whole
just jealous
thing is like
because Mario's not a strong African
they're saying
character.
Mario's on mushrooms. The whole thing was imagined. in his
Hey,
head.
I know, I
He's
agree.
just mad because he got Shaq Fu.
You know what the funny thing about it is that speaking of that is that in Japan they actually had a Super Mario Brothers 2, which was and now is the Super
a
Mario
different
Brothers
game?
Secret Levels.
Yeah. It was
But
it was a direct sequel to Super Mario Brothers.
But they deemed it too difficult for the big round eye to imagine defeating. So
Jesus Christ.
that's what it was, dude. So what they did is.
Did they actually announce the big round
No,
eye was having
obviously
problems?
that's mine. But no, they said
Social
that it was.
deviant
He said it was going to be too difficult for the North American audiences
to understand
or
to
defeat
beat.
them to beat.
Oh, you couldn't beat the game.
Yeah, I mean,
get the hell out of here.
Exactly. So they didn't think they didn't.
Well,
think,
it's Japanese superiority. They think they're better.
well, I said the big round eye,
White devil.
So they couldn't. So what they did is that they got a game called I think Pokey Adventure, which and then
It was
and
that engine.
and that engine they just reskinned everything. So
Make Super Mario Brothers 2?
Super Mario Brothers 2 and Super Mario Brothers 2 happens in a dream.
It does, for sure.
Yeah.
For
That one
sure.
does.
So
And the only thing in there that's Super Mario Brothers related are the four playable characters. Every other character is from that game,
From
right?
that game.
Wart,
All of
I
it.
think, was the actual boss from the game.
He's a frog guy and Mauser and Birdo.
yeah.
They're all from that game.
All the
Okay.
Shy Guys.
My last question before we get out of here. Favorite Mario costume?
Raccoon suit.
Oh, favorite Mario costume. I like the Hammer Brother guy.
I like the
Ooh,
frog.
it's a good one.
Yeah, I
like the frog.
Hammer
The frog
Brother
is the one that where you can turn into the statue, right?
No, that's the Tanuki.
Tanuki suit. That's right.
Tanuki, yeah, the Tanuki one.
I just like the frog because he could swim and he looked funny.
Yeah. I like the raccoon one because that was the first one where you could fly.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was
Yeah.
in part 3, right?
Yeah.
Part
And then
3
in
I
4,
think-
they give you the cape, which is what it is. But
Yeah,
I like
it's Super Mario.
Would you consider
yeah.
part 3 the best Mario game? Or you give it 64?
Super Mario World. For
Super
sure.
Mario World?
Yeah.
For
The
Super Nintendo.
No, Super
Yeah.
Nintendo. I like that one too.
It's
Yeah.
a good one, too. That's a really good
Yeah.
one, too.
Yeah, I
I actually like Mario Kart more than maybe is my favorite my favorite
Okay.
Mario game.
Yeah. Mario Tennis, dude. We had a lot of
That's
fun
a
with
great
Mario
movie.
Tennis.
That's a great game too.
Yeah, I would still strictly a Mario game, and not has to do anything like any
Like a
special thing.
spin-off? Okay.
Yeah, just strictly a Mario game. I have to go
Super Mario World, yeah.
I still like 3 because I had that game
Yeah.
and I loved it. And the yellow box and the raccoon.
And
Mario
people
on the
obviously,
cover, it was great.
some younger listeners are probably going to say like it's like some Sunshine or something else that's come out later that we really
For,
didn't-
like, Wii or
for
something.
Super Mario
Wii,
Galaxy.
or even the new one that released for Wii U is actually really good.
But you know what? That's a testament to Mario because you have these games that have made over the course of 30 years that people can honestly say they think it's better.
Oh yeah, and
so their games are still good.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, like the new one that was released for Wii U is really, really good.
Wow.
I actually like playing it because you can play it 4-player.
Oh,
that's
really?
cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, you can play 4-player, and you don't have to. It's actually 4 little Mario's running around if you want.
That's dope.
It was really
That's
fun.
cool.
Yeah, so I was playing with my brother and my sister.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you guys out there disagree, just let us know.
Yes, sir.
Just ream us if you want.
Drop a line in the comics.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, Gordon Freeman.
Yeah, you tell him, Clint.
You know, I like Half-Life personally, but I don't think he was the top hero.
Exactly.
You motherfuckers are fanboys of a motherfucker, man.
this guy.
Have some perspective.
Have some respect. Throw some respect on it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Shit.
All right, we'll see you
That's gonna do
soon.
it. All right.
All right, see us.